It's another one. It is August 25th, 2021. Baby boy, baby girl. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another So-So production. Wednesday, halfway through the week. Hump day, everybody. It already feels like the weekend's close by. We can smell it. We can feel it. It's everywhere. It's in the air, man. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you guys are all kicking butt. Hope you're all safe and sound. We are moving along, baby. We're moving along. It's the end of the summer, man. It's that last stretch of the summer. Feeling it now, baby. Go out there, enjoy the beautiful weather. Get out there, get some exercise, enjoy the greenery, be out in nature, go to your local pubs, restaurants, your comedy clubs. I know things are moving slow, but it's all right. We're still moving. Things are picking up pace, and glad to be alive, man. Not gonna lie to you guys. Love you guys. Thank you for all the love and support. The longtime listeners, the viewers of the show, thank you very much. Newbies, thank you guys as well. Hit those like buttons. Subscribe on Instagram, YouTube, Patreon. Do whatever that makes you feel good. What are we gonna do today? We're gonna just keep it loose, baby. Keep it loose as per usual, man. A few animals have been coming and presenting themselves to me. And I pay attention because I'm the type that'll stop and smell the roses. You know what I'm saying? I'll stop and smell a couple of roses here and there because that's life. If you don't stop and smell the roses, next thing you know, you're missing out. You're just bing, bang, boom, moving fast. You're that go-getter. And I feel you, baby. You're that go-getter. But every once in a while, you got to stop and smell the roses. That's what I did, man. A few birds have been introducing themselves to me. And I've just, the other day I had a pigeon come sit on the balcony. Couple of feet away from me. I didn't budge. He didn't budge. We just spent some good quality time together. Yesterday, a beautiful large crow came and flew right past me, dude. Right past me. Zoomed right on by. Caw-caw-cawing. Doing it up. And I'm like, what are these? And I like to sometimes I take things for face value, just like many other people. Sometimes it's good to question things, and not that there's there's nothing really to question about encountering a few birds. You're like, man, what are you talking about? I like to look at things symbolically sometimes. I'm like, why? Why is this bird here? Why is this bird there? And sometimes I don't do that, not all the time, but sometimes it's good to be like, man, what are these? Because that's way back in the day, people used to, believe in totems, signs, symbols, deeper meaning of things, whatever it may be. It may be an object, maybe a person, maybe a bird or an animal or what have you. So I'm just like, I like to look at things a little bit deeper sometimes, not too deep, but like to give it a little bit of a research, just see what learn a little bit, essentially, just trying to learn a little bit. So I'm Googling things, looking things up. What do crows represent? Symbolic meaning of crows. What do crows mean? Some of the things that, some of their characteristics, some of their traits that they're associated with is, teamwork, reciprocity, intelligence, psychic abilities, which was fascinating to me. I don't know if the birds got psychic abilities or if, whatever it is, it's just, they're smart animals. Crows are really smart. Apparently, these guys, men and women in black, a couple of crows, just, talking about a couple of crows. And we're talking about crows here. We're not talking about a couple of, crip bros, right? We're just talking about crows. Men and women in black. They're mysterious, man. They'll live up to like 14 years of age, some of them. And that's the thing. They're one of those, they're smart. They're really intelligent. They'll hold funerals for their deceased. And if there's any foul play, they'll go around, do a little bit of investigating. They don't just let it slide. They don't just take it for face value. They're like, oh, what happened to Jimbo? Why'd he drop dead all of a sudden? He was healthy. He was lifting weights, eating healthy. What happened? Did he mix up his meds? Did he get into it with his significant other? And, did things go south? Did things go a little bit sideways? So they'll investigate, and that's the thing. Apparently they got really good memory. They'll look at you and remember your face, and they can communicate together who's a good person, who's a bad. Apparently they can read a lot of things, but that's with animals, right? They can instinctually pick up on a lot of things, and I'm all about the instincts. I'm all about the psychic abilities, the psychic capabilities, the reciprocity, the teamwork, having a little bit of, who can't use a little bit of teamwork? Who can't use a little bit of teamwork, baby? That's what I'm saying. So I'm looking into these animals, just appreciating it. And there you go. Thank you for presenting yourself. Thank you for coming along. Interesting other fact about the crows. I did not know this, but apparently, a group of crows is, sometimes you think, I thought it'd just be like a flock of crows, but apparently no. A group of crows is called a murder, which is dope. That's a murder of crows. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Maybe that had to do something with the, superstition that's always associated with these beautiful, majestic animals. Oh, they're bad luck. I think they're good luck. I think they're magnificent. They're beautiful. And they're intelligent. They're majestic, baby. Appreciate them. That's what it is. A giant one. I don't know how big it was. Bigger than it was, that one, the one I saw. Had a couple of clicks on the click counter or the ticker or the mileage. The speedometer. So I take that with, a little bit, I welcome it into my life. I'm like, thank you for coming and, sharing that beauty with me. I appreciate it. Thank you for flying by, but also slowing down so I get a good look at you. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's what that is. Fun other fact about a different group of birds. I guess, that's the thing. We're always talking about keeping things, we're a bunch of silly gooses around here, but that's the thing. I'm like, are all gooses, or do we have, plurals geeses, but what do we have, male and female gooses? And yes, we do. Apparently they're called different things. A male goose is called a gander. I didn't know that. It's called a gander. So, you got the goose and the gander. Or if you got a goose that's gandering, times are confusing. I don't blame you. Who hasn't had a little bit of, time when they're reflecting and questioning things? So maybe you're a goose who's gandering a little bit. Or maybe you're a gandering goose. I don't know what you're into, but it's all right. Take that time. Find your balance. Find your groove. Do what makes you happy. Apparently it comes from the, early 1800s, early 1900s. These gander and gooses were, that's the thing. It comes from it's attributed to their long necks. The males, the ganders, had long necks, so they'd just be peeking about. They'd be looking out for gooses, They're looking out. What's going on over there? And I can relate to that because I kind of got a long neck myself. Not the longest neck, but it's amongst the longest, at least in storytelling, or, in the realm of comedy there, somewhere, amongst the longest of necks. I make up, that's a good portion of my height comes from my neck. I got a good, 5-6 inches. I've never measured my neck, but it's got height. It's got distance. It allows me to see things clearly, but that's the thing. You make do with what you got, and I got that long neck, baby. So you think I'm not gonna be gandering? I'll be gandering, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll be gandering sometimes. Looking out for danger. Look out. Or looking out for good things. Looking out for opportunities. What's that? Just opportunities? Cool. That's what I say to myself. That's the thing. You gotta gander sometimes. That's what it is, baby. Keeping it loose today. Keeping it loose because it's Wednesday. Feeling good. Everything's moving about. People are out and about doing things, walking their dogs, spending time with their pets, forming relationships, finding groups of people to hang out with. But everybody's taking it slow. Let's, we're getting there. Every day it feels like we're getting closer and closer to normal. The new norm, the old norm, some sort of a normal. Let's get it back. Let's get it back because everybody's tweaking for it. Everybody's just, deep down inside they feel it. They're like, man, I can almost feel it. They'll say that to themselves because it's deep down inside. Man, oh man. But it's been a interesting year or so, right? It's been an interesting year or so. We've all learned so much about one another, about our habits, about our likes, about our dislikes. People are just, thirsty. People are thirsty for that little bit of freedom. They're a little bit hungry for that freedom, and everybody wants it back, and everybody's, just anticipating the day that we say, this is the date that we're gonna just, be gone and moving forward. And I don't got the crystal ball, none of us do, but that's the thing, we take it one day at a time. That's all we can do, and focus on the things that we can do. So that's why I get up every day early, day, at around 4 or 5. Not all days, but most of the times I'll get up at 4 or 5. Work out a little bit. Today, what did we do? Today we did the good old shoulders and also did some shrugs. Did calf raises, we did abs. Tomorrow's biceps and triceps, baby. Buys and tries. You gotta buy and you gotta try. What I'm telling myself, just keep at it. That's what we're doing, baby. That's what we're doing. Every day we're coming in here, and I know you guys are out there doing things as well, so I'm very proud of you. Thank you for all your effort. Everybody out there doing whatever it is that you're doing that makes this beautiful world go round and round and round and round, baby. Because it takes all of us pitching in together, and it's literally, that's, again, looking at that majestic, beautiful animal, I'm like, what kind of message do you have to, convey to me today, Mr. Crow? Like, a little bit of teamwork, a little bit of reciprocity. I'm like, hey man, I digs. Completely dig that. Love teamwork. Love a little bit of reciprocity. Who doesn't like a little bit of reciprocity, baby? You give some, I'll give some. We give, take, give, take, give, take. And before you know it, we're giving and taking, baby. We're giving and taking. But it's halfway through the week and I just, I catch myself wanting to, do this and move about, but you gotta, I want everybody just, go at your own pace. And I said this, the underlying tone of this week is, I guess, chill, relax, do whatever positive things that you're doing out there, but also go at your own pace, because nobody's in your shoes, nobody's in your life, nobody knows what you gotta do to take care of business, and take care of you first. Take care of you. I don't mean that in a selfish way. I just mean that, you got to get your priorities straight. That's what I'm telling myself as well. Take care of yourself so you're good, so that way you can give back. And that's the thing. You can't overstretch, or you can't, overextend yourself. Definitely done that a few times this year, but we felt it. We had to go ahead and adjust and make little tweaks here and there, but that's all there is to it, baby. That's all there is to it. You just tweak and adjust. And you take it one day at a time. And the good thing about, taking it a day at a time is that you know where you're standing. Because you can go back and assess and be like, okay, here's a little W there. Here's a little W there. And it's the small things that count. Getting up, making your bed, cleaning up your room, doing a couple of push-ups, doing a couple of sit-ups, this, that, and the other. You got, and nobody's perfect. Nobody's got it down to do whatever works for you. I've always been a proponent of that. Whatever works for you, you do that. Nobody knows what works best for you. You're your own best, cheerleader, mentor, coach, director, producer. But it's good to bring it all together and work together. That's what I'm looking forward to, man. As soon as things ease up a little bit, your boy wants to get out there and, no particular agenda or anything, but I do just want to be, I'm looking forward to being able to one day, don't know when that day is, but hopefully sooner than later, just show up to different places, hopefully start becoming part of a community in different form. We already are forming our own little community online, on the streets, in real life, in real time. But I hope to be seeing some of you guys, who knows, maybe down at a comedy club. Who knows? I can only prep myself and, not get ahead of myself. And there's so much to learn. There's literally so much to learn. And I'm listening. I'm trying to listen, because there's a lot of great people there, man. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I just want to thank for me specifically, I want to thank all the comics, man. All the comics, all the storytellers out there who've been doing it, who are killing it right now. We're just murdering the ladies and the gentlemen, the boys and the girls who've been doing it for so long, and are, summer, and everybody's at a different pace. Everybody's at a different level. Everybody, that's the thing. It's so great to look at each other and be like, man. And I'll look at somebody's career and be like, man, look at them where they were 5 years ago. Look at them now. Look at this other person that they were, doing things in a particular way 2 years, and then now they're in the groove, and now they're killing. And I get super happy and excited just because it's you care. It's for the love of the art, for the love of the art form, or the game of playing around with words. Essentially, we're in the business. We're in the business of playing around with words. That's what I'm trying to do, man. Learn, and there's so many good people doing it, and it's just like sometimes it's not gonna lie to you, as a newbie, as a wannabe, as like somebody who's in the on the outskirts. We're in the there's the core, and then we're kind of in the periphery, just doing our thing, like trying to learn, observe, be grateful, be patient. But it's incredible. Sometimes you'll see somebody just like consistently coming in there and like kill it. It's a little bit of it is very, very beautiful, just because you're like, man, look at the improvement that you see in that person or persons. I'm talking about different people at this point, nobody in particular. I don't want to drop any names because I can only say generically thank you, and I appreciate everybody's efforts. I don't want to be dropping names just because it's not my thing. It's not my thing. Under the right circumstances, if we were to ever meet different peepsies, ladies, gentle dudes, I'll make sure to let you know that you're out there doing beautiful things. But you know who you are, man. Many of you guys out there know who you are. You're doing amazing, wonderful things. And it's just sometimes though, it's like, man, thing that I'm trying to do is just learn, and never been like this. I've never been the type that'll like compare myself to anybody, because that doesn't do any good. So right now I'm just trying to literally like just listen and like try to put in as much work as I can in different settings, whether it's in here, whether it's out there. And I just like to see people succeed, because the more success for the group, it's just better for everybody that way. Because there's literally like, I don't know how it was in the past, man, but my perception, and I wasn't around in the past to be able, but just my perception was that it was always kind of like in comedy at least, in other worlds and other, I've been in different realms during different parts of my life, and I've kind of always felt like, there's always, that mentality, at least there was in the past, of, well, let me go get mine, let me put in my grind and just get my name out there and get whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is, whether it's sports, whether it's business, and then I entered, wanting to, get into this art form. And it's just like, initially my perception from what I had seen from the past growing up, I thought it was just like, every man for themselves. But no, things are definitely changing. And that's the thing, that's maybe the silver lining in the pandemic, was that we're also dependent on each other, and people are wonderful. It's good to have each other's backs, and it's often forgotten how easy it is. You can completely just get in your own head and just be like, oh, I gotta I gotta do this and I gotta do that and and it's like, okay, maybe that was the model maybe for the early days. And I encourage everybody to kind of adapt that mentality, because teamwork really does lift everybody up, and it's way easier, and it's just more fun that way, whatever it is that you're doing, and I remember this in different, whether it's academics, whether it's business, whether it's sports. I remember this kind of mentality that people used to have in the olden days, back in the day, not too long ago either. But things are changing, things are evolving, and I like to definitely be helping that change. I want to be a part of that change. I want to be the change that, that's why I always encourage you guys, go after your dreams, do whatever it is that makes you happy. And if you want to if you're in this scene and you're in Toronto, if you're a comedian, or you're a storyteller, or you're in the performance arts, and if you've ever come across these videos and you're like, man, kind of vibing with this dude. If you want to drop a DM, if you want to make a little comment, if you want to get together, collaborate, do different things, because my brain's constantly working. I'm thinking of ideas, and it's literally, we're doing this for the long haul. So I'm not expecting to, not expecting anything big immediately or anything in that, like, I just want to make little increments every day, little positive increments every day, make a little change every day. That's what it is. And that's all I can do. But together we can have fun. We can have so much fun. So that's why I encourage you guys, man. Uplift yourselves and get together. Let's do something. Let's create. Because I've got, and I know there are a ton of creative people out there, but sometimes it's just like, everybody's just like waiting for the other person. Well, why don't you reach out? And I don't have too many, that's the thing. I'm putting myself out there as much as possible. And yeah, man, I'm super flexible. When it comes down to the work though, we got to put in the work. When it comes down to the work, we got to put in the work. Let's not, as much as your boy likes to keep it loosey-goosey, but when it comes to work, so, let's get together and do a little something. Let's do a little bit of shake and bake. If you're into that. And if, and that's the thing, maybe, who knows? That's the thing, we all, it used to be 6 degrees of separation. Now with the advancement of technology and the world becoming somewhat smaller, everybody kind of knows one another in different forms. Even if you don't know each other, you kind of know or heard of each other, or you know somebody that knows somebody that's connected to somebody else, which is really cool. It's just, again, another sign of us getting closer together as a species, as a family, which is super nice. So yeah, man, whatever you're doing out there, I got your back. You got my back. We're doing it, baby. And that's the mentality that we gotta just put forward out there. Because there's no point of just one person doing one thing, and nobody can do it all anyway. You're gonna be exhausted. Don't be a hero. Or rather be a hero, but be a hero within groups. And let's have a party, baby. Let's have a party. Let's have a shindig. Let's get it going. Let's get a little bit rowdy in here. Let's get a little bit, let's get feisty. Let's get a little bit antsy-pantsy. Let's jump around. Let's have some fun. Let me tickle your brains. You tickle my brain. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. It goes a long way. Man, so many things happening out there. I am trying to, I've been reflecting a little bit, just trying to we can all be informed about so many things, and what I'm trying to do moving forward, because we've concluded 1 year of Glad You Made It together. This isn't the first year. We're moving towards, taking other steps. So I want to just be able to focus on creating rather than the big portion. That's the thing, man. It's complicated. It's a little bit complicated, but it's a challenge that I like. So I'm just trying to find that, still trying to work on it, find that balance of, okay, where do you listen to the external noises, whatever it is that's coming either from the media or the masses? Where's the, because you want to have a pulse. You want to have your finger on the pulse of things. Where are we at in society as individuals, as a collective? Where are we at? Trying to find that fine balance of having a finger on the pulse, but also creating my own pulse. You know what I mean? And I've always been about that. And that's one thing that I'm super grateful about, is that I've been able to come in here and attempt to carve my own path. And it's wonderful. And I encourage everybody else to do that. Gotta get that hustler mentality in, baby. You gotta get that hustler mentality in. I've always had that. Gotta be, whatever it is that you're doing. I always, it's good to have not everybody likes doing that, but for me it works. And it's not a clean, I can only tell you at the end of the day, things will be taken care of. I can't tell you how they're gonna be taken care of, but that's the way I work. If I know I gotta take care of a couple of tasks, gotta do this, whatever it is, whether we're writing, whether we're trying to come up with a joke, whatever the task at hand is. If I know what the task is and I got to get it done, we'll get it done. Okay? I don't like to necessarily, that's the thing, I like to work outside the box. I don't like to have too many restrictions, and whoever I work with, I hardly place any restrictions on anybody. The only thing is that we all just put in give it your best effort, and go about it your way. I don't care how you do it, just do it. That's what I'm telling myself, and that's what I've always been telling myself. I'm just trying to push forward, baby, one day at a time, just push forward. Because sometimes, it's good to have certain like a large portion of the population really works well within boundaries and rules and guidelines, but sometimes, there's that odd fellow. There's that odd fellow sometimes that'll just, get the job done, but in a non-traditional sense. And if you're that person that likes to get work done, but sometimes you're not conventional. You do things a little bit different. Everybody's zigging, you're out there zagging, It's completely cool as long as you get the job done. That's what it is. That's what I'm telling myself. I'm not, in this particular, I'm a newbie, dude. I'm listening and I'm learning. There's no recipe to it. There's no handbook there, and that's pretty much like a metaphor for life, right? Or anything else that you want to do that's a little bit challenging, that's a little bit, and I like a good challenge, baby. This is all self-inflicted. I love it. I get up every day. I think about wanting to write jokes. Sometimes, it's easier said than done. Sometimes, it's a complete miss. Sometimes we'll catch it. We'll catch it right there in that sweet spot, and I'll feel good about it. But I'm just trying to make it better. And I'll finish it. I'll be like, okay, it is what it is. We'll put that aside, and we'll go try to do other things. Just trying to think of jokes, really. That's all there is to it. And it's good to see other people at different levels, because then you're like, okay, I know, like, I don't compare myself, but it's good to know where the bar's at. It's good to know what it's good to have killers out there, murderers, and I'm not talking about crows this time, baby. That's how you know where you're at. That's how you know what you're supposed to be doing. So I'm just like literally learning and trying to make it better. And hopefully one day, I'll be able to look back and be like, cool, man, from day one till whatever day it is at that time that we'll be looking back, be like, man, clear improvements, that's all I'm looking for. Little teeny tiny improvements, little increments every day. That's what it is, baby. Thank you all for the love and support, man. If you like these videos, every week we come in here Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays and drop the heat. We drop the heat, baby. If you like these videos, go ahead and follow me on Instagram. Hit those like buttons. Search Rob Sadri on YouTube so you get the full-length videos. I'm still not able to put the full... as soon as we reach a particular number on Instagram, I believe it's like 100 peepsies. We're grassroots, baby. I can actually upload an hour-long video instead of having to cut it into 10-minute pieces for you guys. But if you want to catch that full-length video, there's always YouTube. Search Rob Sadri. Subscribe so you get the little notifications. And then you want to give a little something back, there's always Patreon. Go ahead and hit those like buttons if you want to save a couple of trees here and there. Go ahead and hit those like buttons if you want to, save a couple of trees. There's a, let these trees be saved, man. And if you don't want to save a couple of trees, I'll leave it up to you. But these trees can all go to their wives and children. Tonight, this could all end with you if you just hit those like buttons and follow me on Instagram and YouTube. If you hit the like buttons, the Taliban this year will, promise to keep things halal. It'll be is that I would assume that's their whole like PR this time. This time it's the Taliban's back and they're gonna keep it halal. This time it's that'll be the slogan. That'll actually be like if they're trying to like sell themselves to like because like really bad rap, right? But if they're trying to make it a little bit positive, it'll be like this time it's halal. Or, this time it's personal, but it's also halal. Hit the like buttons if you wanna save endangered species. Here we're always, we're all about the endangered species. Hit the like buttons if you wanna get rid of the lint in your belly button. It'll just we make the lint disappear here. Don't ask no questions, all right? It's just it is what it is. You just click those like buttons and the lint from your belly button taken care of. We got you. Hit the like buttons if you like to have the seasons change. Hit the like button, see what happens. Go ahead. And that's what it is, baby. We're doing it together. I want you guys to talk about it because this is all grassroots. This is all word of mouth. This is all. We're starting small, baby, and it adds up little by little. So I know. You're like, man, how do I snowball? One day at a time, little by little. That's all there is to it. Seems to be a little chopper flying by, whizzing by. Sweet, sweet. That eye in the sky, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, stay safe out there. Have lots of fun. We're going to be coming here back again on Friday and Saturday for the Patreon edition. In the meantime, take care of yourselves. Have a ton of fun. Subscribe, follow, talk about it. Talk about it, and I'll see you guys very soon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out, everybody.